that I missed them. When we passed the 96 hours mark, that's when I lost hope. Shahzada was so excited to go down. He was like a little child.
Imagine you have the chance to see the Titanic with your own eyes. The legendary ship sank in 1912, taking more than 1,500 lives with it. Lies at the bottom of the Atlantic Ocean, 13,000 feet below the surface. Would you take that chance? Would you pay $250,000 to board a submersible that could take you there? That's what 5 people did on June 18th, 2023. They boarded the Titan submersible, a state-of-the-art vessel operated by OceanGate Expeditions. They were on their way to see the Titanic wreck, but they never made it. The submersible imploded in the deep sea, killing all 5 people on board. One of them was Suleiman Dawood, a 19-year-old. He was there with his father, Shahzada Dawood, a Pakistani billionaire and philanthropist. His mother gave him her seat on the submersible.
So it was supposed to be Shahzada and I going down. And then I stepped back and gave the space to Suleiman because he really wanted to go.
Because he really wanted to go. But his dream turned into a nightmare, and his mother's sacrifice turned into a tragedy. Suleiman had always been fascinated by the Titanic. He had watched the movie several times and read books and articles about the ship and its sinking. He wanted to see the wreck for himself and learn more about its history and secrets. His father shared his interest in the Titanic. Shahzada Dawood was an adventurer and explorer who had traveled to many places around the world. When he heard about OceanGate Expeditions, a company that offered tours to the Titanic wreck for $250,000 per person, he decided to book a trip for himself and his wife. They were supposed to go on the expedition in 2020, but it was postponed due to the pandemic. In 2023, they finally got the opportunity to go on the trip. They boarded the Polar Prince, the support ship that transported the Titan submersible to the wreck site. They were joined by their 2 children, Suleiman and Alina. But there was a problem. The Titan submersible could only take 5 people at a time, and there were 6 people in their family. Someone had to stay behind. That's when Christine Dawood made a decision that would change their lives forever. She gave her seat on the submersible to her son Suleiman. She didn't know that it would be the last time she would see them alive. Christine Dawood spoke to the BBC in an interview that aired on Monday, June 26. She shared the details of her last moments with her husband and son before they boarded the Titan submersible. She said they hugged and joked because Shahzada was so excited to go down.
Well, we just hugged and joked actually, because Shahzada was so excited to go down.
She said Suleiman was also very excited and brought a Rubik's Cube with him. He planned to break a world record by solving it at the bottom of the ocean. She and her daughter Alina stayed on the Polar Prince, waiting for them to come back. They thought they would just come up after a few hours, but they never did. They lost contact with the submersible about an hour and 45 minutes into its descent. They had a lot of hope at first, thinking that they could still surface or be rescued. They were constantly looking at the water, hoping to see them. They heard some banging noises on Tuesday, which gave them more hope. But their hope faded as time passed. She said she lost hope when 96 hours had passed since they had boarded the submersible.
I think I lost hope when we passed the 96 hours mark. That's when I lost hope. And that's when I even then sent a message to my family on shore. I said, I'm preparing for the worst.
Which indicated they had run out of oxygen. She sent a message to her family saying she was preparing for the worst. Her daughter Alina still had some hope until they got the call from the U.S. Coast Guard on Thursday. They told them that they had found a debris field near the Titanic's bow. The submersible had imploded, killing all 5 people on board. She was in shock and disbelief and missed them very much. They were amazing people who lived amazing lives. She said they were her everything.
And I really, really missed them.
I can't imagine the pain and grief that Christine and Alina Dawood are going through right now. They lost their husband and father and their son and brother in a horrific accident. The other victims of the Titan submersible disaster also left behind families and friends who loved them and missed them. They were all passionate and courageous people who wanted to explore the mysteries of the deep sea. They wanted to see the Titanic with their own eyes to have an unforgettable experience. But they paid the ultimate price for their curiosity and ambition and died in a place where no one could help them. I want to express my deepest sympathy and condolences to the families and friends of the victims of the Titan submersible disaster. I want to honor their memory and their legacy and share their story with the world. I hope you learned something new and felt something deep.